How's it going, guys? Today we'll be talking about nightmare difficulty, and I guess my suggestions on like how to improve it. I feel like nightmare difficulty is probably some of the best content that's in the game, especially when it comes to like multi. It's really fun to try and use like your mono teams or maybe rainbow teams to try and figure it out. Maybe it's for a title, but the rewards in it aren't really all that good. But I mean, we've crossed that bridge before. But if you like this kind of content, be sure to, leave a like, leave a comment, share, and definitely subscribe. It really helps this channel and it really helps keep me inspired to continue to make content. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So one of the first things that I really wanted to talk about is definitely the nullification issue. I feel like whenever you're playing Nightmare difficulty, the majority of the enemies that you face are pretty much nullified to like everything, and it kind of makes having like versatile units that can inflict maybe slow or charm or any of these other status elements not really all that viable. The only reason why I would really make this suggestion is because it's like really repetitive. It's like almost in every Nightmare difficulty quest that you can't really inflict anybody with sleep or anything. It's like, what's the point of having these status elements in the game in general? Is it just for PvP or what? And for it to be like some of the most fun content as far as PvE goes, it just really makes it one-dimensional when it comes down to it, and you kind of have to brute force your way past it while trying to keep everybody alive, and there are all these stipulations and missions that you're trying to clear as well, especially when you're trying to help like maybe newer players or maybe players that don't have like the strongest of units. And I feel like this is more so definitely applying the multi, because if you're trying to maybe help somebody who may be struggling, or maybe people who just can't clear it on their own, trying to farm like maybe a certain material or trying to get a title or whatever it is, I just feel like it would definitely help to try and like, be somewhat of like, I guess like a clearer for other people if you can inflict somebody with sleep or inflict somebody with something else so that you can go and focus on maybe the ads in the game. I wouldn't say that this first suggestion is like, a must have or anything like that, but I feel like it would just make it, I guess, somewhat noob friendly, or at least easier to carry people that aren't generally like that good or don't have good builds for their units. But this does segue kind of into the next thing I want to talk about. I feel like there should be more Nightmare difficulty quests in multi, because I think that's probably the most fun I've ever had in the game. I remember when I first started streaming and making videos over War of the Visions, one of the first subscribers that really donated to my channel was through a multi quest. We were trying to clear this content and we had to figure out a certain way to like move around and just, who we were going to target first. If we kill so-and-so, who else is going to spawn after them? So maybe we should just avoid them. I just find it extremely fun to just, do those things with other people and to try and figure it out while we're all just kind of like, brainstorming in the lobby or maybe in Discord or whatever, our means of communicating is. And when it comes to like multi clears, I feel like it should definitely be more rewarding. If they were to add some Vizor, maybe like some summoning tickets, maybe like you get a free 10 pool or something like that in a general pool, it would just be really fun and more worth it. Because War of the Visions definitely has something when it comes to the Nightmare difficulty multi-quest. I just feel like it's something that's really underutilized and they need to do something more with it. And that could lead into the possibility of maybe adding a higher difficulty. That way, you know what I mean? Maybe like they can utilize these Chaos Espers, call it Chaos Mode or something like that. But I feel like if they were to add a difficulty, they need a new gimmick. The same thing, like I said, everybody's nullified to everything and all that. It really gets old. So what I would like to see if they were to add a new difficulty, or maybe just like moving forward when it comes to like maybe utilizing different boss. And when I say gimmicks, I'm really thinking about, like I said, something that just like makes the fight completely different than the experience that you can just get from regular PvE. And something that I would definitely suggest is like maybe after like so much damage, maybe the boss rages out, changes his element. Maybe it changes what he's weak to, like he goes from like being weak to slash and magic to being weak to missile and strike. Stuff like that really makes the fight very versatile, and you would have to contemplate with the teammates and people you were running with. That way people wouldn't have to be so concerned about like having like a full ice team or whatever. And for units that can deal multiple types of damage like missile and strike, or maybe magic and slash or something like that, it makes those characters way more valuable. Maybe units like Sakura, who can also deal light damage and lightning damage, stuff like that. With Reagan being added to the game, Wodove needs to do a better job of making that stuff actually useful and coming clutch in moments where it's needed. But I didn't want to drag on. I didn't want to make this video too long. I just really wanted to share a couple of ideas. And like I said, leave comments. Definitely, I would like to reply and see what you guys think about these ideas. And with that, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take it easy.